It's right here, right?
Yep.
I'm Stu.
Hey, I'm Dan.
Thanks for doing this for us.
Well, we're excited.
You guys rolling? So just start from right where we left off. Welcome back. I'm Stu Stone, and this is Chapter 2. If you followed Chapter 1, you would know there was a band called the Stone Movement that I was lucky enough to be a part of, and we were having a great time playing shows up and down the Strip. And this was around the turn of the century. Turn of the century, I met Jamie Kennedy. Who's Jamie Kennedy? Well, at the time, he was an actor in films like Scream and Three Kings and As Good as It Gets. And he was doing his own show for WB, starting out called The Jamie Kennedy Experiment, which was a groundbreaking hidden camera series. And a lesser-known project that people might not know from Jamie's repertoire was a cartoon around that same time called Da Mob, which was made by a Swedish company. And we did like a bunch of episodes, but I auditioned for this show. I was doing a lot of cartoon voices back in the day. And I got the part to be on the show Da Mob, which was about these three wannabe rappers that were trying to do whatever they could to fit in. So like we had to rap and beatbox and all this type of stuff on the show. And Jamie Kennedy played the other characters. We ended up spending a lot of time together, and obviously we found a common ground, which was our love for music, and specifically hip-hop music. And I remember Jamie had a Lexus back then, which was really impressive to me. And he offered to like drive me around, take me around for a spin in LA. And he was playing my CD of me rapping The Boy Can Rhyme, one of the old Stone Movement songs.
Yo, it's Stu Stone, rocking the two-tone. Did he get a hold of me? Hell, I got two phones. I'm coming through, I'm breaking down barriers. I got that in barriers.
We were cruising up and down, and he loved it. He showed up at our first show. He came on stage at our very first show, and he was very, very supportive of the music career and the path that I was going on. And we just became really good friends. And Jamie ended up creating a character called B-Rad for a movie called Malibu's Most Wanted. The character actually debuted on his show, The Jamie Kennedy Experiment, in a sketch. And it was such a popular character that he and Nick Swarsden, and I think there may have been other people involved, but those are the two main players, came up with this Malibu's Most Wanted with B-Rad. And Jamie had the idea, and he hit me up about doing a B-Rad rap album. And that's how this entire chapter really got going. Because once, the Malibu's Most Wanted movie kind of took off, he wanted to do more with the character, and he wanted to do a rap album. So he asked me if I'd be willing to help him out and like write some songs and make some beats and find some beats and put together this B-Rad rap album. I ended up going and crashing at Jamie's house. And he had this really sick house in Hollywood, and he had a back house. And he had, a pool and a grotto. Yeah, he had a sick house. And he was like, yeah, sure. Yeah, you could come crash with me for a little bit until you figure out what you're going to do. And, that period of time, which was such a weird time for me, because I didn't know what the hell I was going to do, ended up changing the course of my whole life and my whole path. And Jamie and I just magically, stuff just started happening. We managed to find a studio space that I met through my friend Bert, through another guy, David. There was this Israeli guy that did sound mixing at a warehouse that also sold porn movies. So he was like the sound mixer for like porn movies. Like, so the music that you would hear in like 90s porn movies in the background comes from somewhere, and it would be like this guy like playing the music and making like whatever that music is. And he had a little like a room in the back, and this was like a headquarters for like this, I guess it was a porn company. It was a porn company. I mean, who are we kidding? It was a porn company. But the studio rates, we went after hours when they were closed. The guy gave us a deal like $40 an hour type of thing. So he sent me in, and I spent, the guy's name is Yuri. He was the engineer. And to his credit, Yuri wasn't just doing that stuff. He was an accomplished musician in his own right. And I know he'd worked with Shaka Khan, and he had, he was an accomplished producer and musician in his own right. And then Jamie would come to the studio. His schedule was insane at this point. He was shooting his TV show. He was touring. He was doing all this stuff. And then from 11 p.m. to 3 a.m., he would come to the Valley, and we would, go to the studio, and we would start recording this B-Rad album.
You're out of your mind, man.
Shit is blowing up in a hum right now.
Let's do this.
What up?
What's going on?
Me and Usher, the only guys that have Hummers. Hop in, yo.
The boys can rhyme and make you go. You know it's that time when you're here. Hey, shake it over here.
You bump in the Hummer like all the
Don't disappear, girl.
Got your lyrics?
Got my lyrics, got my ideas. Stu and Jizzle Kizzle together again.
Yeah. Back together.
In the O Quattro.
You got that Stalker song, right?
Hold on, wheel.
I never held the wheel of a Hummer before.
You're doing it now.
So is it hard to park this thing?
Yeah, no, not really that much. What's your fucking song?
Handle's very nice.
How did you find out about this place? This ain't bad at all, Stuart.
That's what I'm saying. We're gonna make it
Is your
happen.
sister?
Yes. So yeah, this is our first time actually in the studio other than the mob.
Yeah, me and Stu met doing the mob cartoons when we were both
13.
You were a fat kid.
Beatboxer.
Yeah, he was in my posse. Just do a couple songs, and then we're gonna have like prank phone calls, a couple comedy skits, and maybe a couple live stand-up segments from different shows I've done.
Oh, that's smart. You got that?
Yeah. I see dollar signs in those
I hope
easy
you
eyes.
It's gotta be, man. It's gotta be. It's about time.
Much love. Yeah.
What's on here?
I'm Gemini.
What sign are you? Interesting.
Celebrity Stalker was one of our first songs that we did, and that was based off of an old demo that I had recorded, and I only had like one verse and an idea for a chorus on this demo, and Jamie loved the demo. So we were like, okay, sure, let's do that. And it was really funny. Jamie came in, and we were coming up with we were trying to do a rap song where we're like bragging about who was the most random celebrities that we could want to use your imagination with. See, this was an immature album. It was of its era, of its vintage.
All right, so let's play the track so you hear what's going on. And
You never heard this?
Yeah, I did. He's heard it a while ago. We could do an intro over this part with you introducing that if you're a psychiatrist or something.
Hi, my name is Stu. I got a problem to share. It's kinda personal, you probably won't care, see. I'm in love with Oprah Winfrey and Cher. I got an almond out of Margaret Cho's hair. Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen, now there's a pair. My psychotherapist says I should clear the air. For the average boy or girl, this might be a shocker. Judge Judy called me a celebrity stalker. I love her, I love her, I love her.
You have to pay for this?
I don't think we do public domain. And even if it's not, it's worth it. Celebrity. Like I stalk celebrities, but we just the names that we use are just not, like B. Arthur you stalk. That kind of deal. Like the mother from Elf. Edna Garrett. Think of funny things like that and we'll just rhyme them. Who's looking funny?
I got it. Hold on.
Tell me what you got and I can help you out,
Hold on, Doc. I got some problems too. My brain is kind of twisted, maybe even worse than Stu's. I like to watch the boob tube, especially Nick at Night. My favorite show to stroke to is The Old Facts of Life. Fuck Lindsay Lohan, give me Mindy Cohen, and Juicy Tutti Frutti. That's a serious love jam. I just need some more lyrics.
Okay, let's get that down.
Hold on, Doc. I got some problems too. My brain is kind of twisted, maybe even worse than Stu's. I like to watch the boob tube, especially Nick at Night. Hold on. See, the lines when they're so long like that. Yeah. So I gotta kind of feel it out. I like to watch the TV.
I like to watch the boob too.
I like to watch the boob too, especially Nick at Night. My favorite show to stroke to.
Gotta be Facts of Life.
Gotta be
Gotta be Facts of Life.
Gotta be Facts to
So
Life.
let's do a couple lines at a time instead, we do it the other way.
Yeah, let's do the first two. Hey yo, hold up, Doc. I got some problems too. My brain is kind of twisted, maybe even worse than Stu's. I like to watch a boob tube, especially Nick at Night. My favorite show to stroke to. Gotta be Facts of Life. Fuck Lindsay Lohan, give me Mindy Cohen and Juicy Tutti Frutti. That's the blow jam.
Okay, take it from after he says gotta be Facts of Life. then we're gonna take a new. When you say fuck Lindsay Lohan, gotta be Mindy Cohen. Make it so like when we double it, it's gonna be like a chant. Like everyone will say it. It'll be like fuck Lindsay Lohan.
Give me Mindy Cohen. Oh, okay. Fuck Lindsay Lohan. Give me Mindy Cohen. Her and Judy Tutti Frutti. That's the blow jam.
Give me Tootie's juicy booty.
And give me Tootsie Judy booty. And give me Duty Juicy's. And give me Tootie Juicy's boobies.
Again.
And give me Tootie's Juicy Booty. Alright.
Again.
And give me Juicy Tootie's Booty. And Tootie's Juicy Booty.
That might work.
Tootie's booty.
Good arranger.
Now that's a
See? It might work.
That might work. You know what? That last time I got that line from Mark Wahlberg.
What?
Blow jam. So the girls don't know what you're talking about.
That's funny.
Yo, man, I'm a grin and Barrett.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a website fan page for the lovely Mrs. Garrett.
We got it there. We got it there. Okay, now we gotta get you to start the second verse, and we'll go back and fix that up at the end. But while we got you writing good shit.
Funny.
8 bars. Come in here and write it if you want. 8 bars. This is coming along great, Jamie.
Alright.
Almost halfway done the Stalker song. You understand what I'm trying to do there?
Yeah, no, I do. Sometimes I'll try to copy, but other times it's hard.
No, don't. Do your thing.
My style would be different, and that's hard.
It should be. I'm just giving you suggestions.
But you should always.
At any time you can say, like, no, I'm going to do it this way, and that's fine. I just like hear it. The way what you're doing is fine. The song's pretty hot. You're going to be bumping this in your car. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
Tonight when you drive home, you'll be bumping this.
I'll play it. Let me, you made me a little song called.
Yo, Yuri.
La 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 la.
Is that good?
I want a slam friend. Hell, she could be my nanny.
I want a slam friend.
I want a slam friend. Hell,
do that.
she could be my nanny.
Just do that one line.
I want a slam friend. Hell, she could be my nanny. Star Jones too. Huh. I like to hear that, Fanny.
Yep.
Marsha. You can have her. I'll take Alice. Cause she can clean the room when I hit that chick from Dallas.
Okay, you got it there.
Victoria Principal, you can call me to your office. Better make it quick, cause I'll tell you who the boss is. It's Mona.
Mona! Take it.
No, it should be Mona.
Mona! Yeah, Mona. Mona!
Oh, let's do one like Mona!
Yeah, that's it.
Mona! Now leave me the hell alone. I'm gonna go to the corner. Talk to Stu. I got a boner.
Yeah.
I think that kind of works.
That does work. Back to Stu Stoner. Doc, this shit ain't cool. I almost drowned in Delta Burke's pool. I be sitting in school covered in drool, dreaming of the day I can make out with Paula Abdul. Straight up now, I told her that my love.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah? So how do you feel, man? You just did your first rap song.
I like it. It's exciting. You're a very good arranger. The white Dr. Drizzle.
So shizzle.
In the izzle.
Okay, we're good. Now you can just fuck with it for a minute. Do like a rough kind of scratch, kind of whatever you want to do, and we'll bounce it. Can I just drive? If I slam on the gas, would I just drive over that car?
I'd rather you not.
No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just saying, like, hypothetically, I could drive over that car.
Yeah, you could. Not a problem.
So originally the idea was like, you know, Jamie's schedule, he was coming in, it was getting harder for him to like come in and just lay down verses. So we were like, well, what if we put some comedy sketches? Maybe we'll make it a comedy album. And so we started doing some comedy sketches that were like sort of voice plays, like old radio talkies with like Jamie and I doing all these kind of funny voices and sound effects. And Jamie was doing some like leprechaun character and some character that like smoked 2 packs a day. And then we had this one idea for a skit where like someone has to go to the bathroom really badly. And like they go to the first place and the guy won't give him the key. Then he goes to the other place, and da-da-da-da-da. And it's like we've all been through that before. This never has seen the light of day. These skits didn't make it to an eventual album that, spoiler, we'll get to. But initially, when we were like thinking this was going to be our chance to pitch an album, we wanted comedy sketches. So we recorded some.
We're in the studio day 3 here with Jamie Kennedy, Yuri, Cableguy, and Stu Steezy Foshizi. And we're going to be doing phone bits with Jamie.
Oh, shit! Fuck! Baby! Oh, shit! Huh? Boo! Shit! Oh, God. Oh. Oh. Huh? Boo, I can't hear you. Boo! Oh, shit! I'm gonna call you back, okay? Okay, bye. Call me right back. Boo! Shit! Fuck!
We definitely have enough.
Alright, now let's make a song, please.
Alright, let's get to now.
Why am I so angry? It's because I drank coffee.
Do you want another coffee?
Shit, got it. You gotta get it to stay up there, though.
Not even close.
Ooh.
If you catch it, you get to go twice. Oh.
Oh, shit.
Shit.
Hey, what's up, dude?
You okay?
Yeah. What we got going on?
Waiting for you guys.
Oh, I thought we were mixing.
Mixing what?
Let's do this song. Okay. Hey, sir, how you doing? Yeah, I want to see if I can maybe. Yeah, can I use the bathroom? Oh, sir, yeah, I just gotta use the bathroom because I got a problem here. And yeah, I don't. Oh, sir, I just can't. Okay, yeah, what do you mean? Give me some rump roast? Yeah, I'll buy that. Okay, give me some pork loin. Yeah, 5 pounds. Some hamburger meat. Yeah. Oh, sir, I gotta go. Please, can I use the bathroom? Don't make me do it in front of the ribs, sir. Sir, I don't want to make gravy here in front of the ribs. Don't make me do it, sir.
And you can add all the special effects?
Yeah, we got everything.
Yeah.
But it was rough.
There'll be very special effects.
Really good.
On a very special
No, let's-
Patrick Duffy.
This is where I don't really have a lot of money to fund my own album. I mean, I could, but I don't know. She's got a pimple on her ass. So we have to do our album in a place that is basically makes pornos at night. I know, twisted. Did you like it? I had a great.
Okay, so we got that. That was good. All right, so let's do another part. Like,
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I got to call you back.
sorry. You love it, Jamie? I promise you it's
I can't
funny.
believe I laughed at it. It's funny.
Oh man, diarrhea. That'll work. Stop laughing.
Say that again.
Alright, ready, Yuri?
No, not on the tape. Just to say it to me and you out.
Oh man, diarrhea.
Hey, what's up? Are you like
Older. How about older?
Hello.
Yes.
Hey.
There he is.
How are you?
Oh, okay.
How you doing?
You want him to keep it?
Yes.
Let me try that. Don't interrupt me. Hold on a second. Yeah, guy. Ready? Go.
There you go.
Yeah. How you doing? Yeah, how you doing? You want some meat? Yeah, what do you got? Yeah, we got hamburger. I'm great. What do you need? Okay. You need a lamb chop? What do you want? I got a brisket over here. A 2-pound brisket is wonderful. You put with some onions in it there. It's a great brisket there. What do you need? Yeah. Do you want onions? Yeah, no, we don't have fish. Yeah, I'll give you rump roast. What kind? Yeah, I got pork loin. Okay, you want 10 pounds? 10 pounds for $40, yeah. I got hamburger meat, buffalo meat. Okay, what are you doing? Wait, itchy? Hey, what are you gonna do? Hold what in? Wait, what are you freaking out about? Hold. Here, you want a key? Okay, use the toilet. I don't care. Jesus. Kids today are so crazy. There's too much Starbucks or something. Here, let me get his meat.
Jamie,
What?
that's your best voice you've ever done in your life. You
I
sound
gotta-
so natural.
I can do wrong.
You're like, hey, what can I get you? The best one is like at second take. You're like, oh yeah, $40.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we're back in the studio doing the slow songs. Slow songs get me laid. Stu Steezy along with Jay Keezy and You're Easy.
I left the lyrics at home.
The guy that sung the hook on the track is Jay Ceezy.
Ooh, girl. You seem so nice. We're gonna get married, run to the altar. People gonna throw rice. And then, girl, I'm gonna be with you. Hold your hand. 'Cause I'm your man.
I'm not feeling what you're feeling. I just need to talk. I can't have everybody on the track. I just need JC, and I don't want to listen to Stu. And then I want to do what I do, and then Stu does what he does, and then you put it in the pot, and you add your special seasoning. But right now, what's in my head is not in his head.
Go to some of the JC ad-libs and let Jamie hear those.
I don't want to do those.
No, I know, but those are good lines that you had written down yesterday. You do it the way he does it. Follow me? That's like exactly what you're trying to do. He says like, girl, sit by the fire, save my desire.
I have all that in my
change on
head.
my tire. Like the way he says
Girl,
it.
your booty I desire.
Exactly.
Let's try that. Let me just try that in a flat spot where I don't walk into JC or Stu. Girl, come here. Sit down by the fire. I look in your eyes. It's you that I desire. Hold on. I can't think of this right now. Can we do another song?
Yes. Club Guns.
Yeah, I can do that.
Me and Jamie both love Wu-Tang Clan. And so this was sort of like, well, what if we were going to do a song that sounded like Wu-Tang Clan? Like, what would that be like? And since, like, you know, Jamie's whole thing was like, I'm going to rap about what I know. And to his credit, like, that's what he rapped about. You know, he didn't rap about shit that he doesn't do. He kept it real to him, to who he is, and likewise with me too. So our song was called Guns, but it was about how we don't have any guns. So Jamie wanted to do like this RZA kind of flow, and we were there for hours and hours until we finally found the magical sauce.
Yeah, what's up, man? Hey, homeboy ever pay you? Hey, he never paid you? Hey, we start our full time with this right now. What? Yeah, battles 1 and 2 stacked up together, looking in your eyes, fool. Here I king, I'm gonna tell you what I know. Motherfucker, you got my money or it's time to blow. Grab your shit, boy, and it's gonna be messy. I'm gonna work off your shit like Joe Pesci. Coming all up in your motherfucking eardrum. Coming here, motherfucker, try to get some. What? Huh?
You can't let it go. That was the end of the verse.
I hate everyone. Blah! Motherfucking ruckus. Bring the motherfucking ruckus. That's what he said. Bring the motherfucking ruckus! Blah! Blah! My Glock bird, leaving a hurt motherfucking bird! Blah! Blah!
Getting into character.
This shit is right here. Blah, blah, battle sack 1 and 2s. Red light on your brow, staring straight at you. Kaboom! How's that feel, bitch? Motherfucker, how you gonna tell me you're a snitch? Drop to your knees and give me 20, honey. Motherfucker, I need my motherfucking money. Blah, blah, blow you like a motherfucking brown cow. How you like me now? Ta-da! What? We don't have no guns. We're just playing and having some fun. No, we don't have no guns. We're just playing and having some fun. It's just a rough. Alright, it's a rough. Oh, no. We don't have any guns, no, we're just having some fun, so won't you please run along?
It's gotta sound like the Muppets are singing it to me. And you're like, no! You know what I mean?
We don't have no guns. We're just playing and having some fun. No, we don't have no guns. Come on, everybody, let's have enough time.
Stick with the, no, we don't have no guns. We're just playing, having some fun.
We don't have no guns. We're just playing and having some fun.
It's so creepy and weird.
I've been working all morning. Then I fucking had this meeting. Now you expect me to come here and be a rap star. I can't
can't do it right now. I'm stupid.
We'll call it at night.
I don't have any energy, dude. I'm trying to be fucking paid.
Yeah, we're getting you out of here. Come on.
You know what's weird is?
Yes.
I feel weird that you're judging me about
I'm
my
not
style
judging
of
you.
like expressing myself. And like your lifestyle is not exactly good. I mean,
Oh, here we go.
I don't want to say anything about your porn star history and all
Here
that
we
stuff.
go.
So that's one. Number two is
We're done.
I've been doing.
He's lost his mind.
I've been doing. I'll
Finish.
tell you in a minute. I have to make a confession. I played them at 8 a.m. till 2. Then I had a birthday celebration on the set. Then I had a meeting, 3:30 on here,
He just burnt out.
until 7:30.
Yuri, called in today. Jamie's lost his mind.
I lost my mind.
You want going?
Yeah, but I'm burnt.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Can you burn? How long will it take you to burn JC's song? Or burn the guns?
Almost done, yeah.
Okay, do that. Burn them all.
Then we'll try this another day.
Yeah, dude. Some days I don't have it.
I know. Today's that day.
I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry, America.
Canada.
Oh, I'm sorry, Canada. And bad acting begins in 3, 2, 1, action. It's actually good. When he tries to act, he's really bad. Problem is, Stewart, is he thinks the acting is going like this. Hey! Go watch Johnny Darko. We don't have no gun. Really, guys, seriously, let me go back to my image. Hey, I'm Jamie, I'm the X guy. Woo woo! Full joke. Hey, what up, pimp?
Slow songs, getting the lead.
Alright, Jeff, call it.
The Game Changer. Jamie was starting to get more serious about it. We recorded a bunch more songs, and he was into it, and we were starting to play it for people, and everyone kept telling us, you need a feature, you need a feature. And in like hip hop, that's like a cosign. Like, you know, get some established rapper on your song so that other people will discover you because they heard this other guy on your song. And it's something that's time tested, true time. What's the time? True time tested? Time tested and true. It's something that time tested and true, in the sense that it's something that's always worked in music. So we called around, and believe it or not, we actually got to a bunch of people. We wanted like Nas or Jay-Z. Those were our two. And Nas we couldn't get to, but Jay-Z we got to. And I hope Cable Guy has that picture. He's gonna have to find it. But here's a story that I haven't really told before. I'm gonna tell for you, buddy. He was launching a new fall line for his clothing line, Rockaware, and they wanted to have celebrities be in this photo. So Jamie got the call from somebody to be like, hey, you want to come down? You know, there's this person and that person. And I know like Pharrell was there. And so Jamie doesn't want to go, and I'm like, we gotta go. Like, we'll give our demo to Jay-Z. We'll give our demo to Jay-Z. And he's like, you think? Okay, maybe. So we brought the CD. We go down. It's in the back lot of like a Warner Brothers back lot, I want to say. And Jay-Z has like this runway that's like looks like it's water. And at the end of the runway is like all the people sitting watching the fashion show. So it's like Jamie and Pharrell, then like I'm over here, and I have like really long hair at this point. And you know, Jay-Z comes out and he strikes this pose, and all the cameras flash, and we're just like watching this, and then like they get the shot. At some point, the lady that hooked us up, or hooked Jamie up, I should say, I was just tagging along, she goes, you want to meet Jay? And we're like, yeah, yes. She's like, okay, like just come with me. He had like a bus. It wasn't like a two-banger or like a honey wagon that he would see on like a film set. This was like a bus. And she went to go look, and he wasn't in there. And she's like, oh, I'll go see if I can like wrangle him. You two guys just stay here. And so me and Jamie are just like standing outside of this bus, and Jamie's like, we gotta get out of here. And I'm like, no, we gotta wait. He's gonna come. We're gonna give him the CD. It's gonna be great.
You got the CD with you?
Oh yeah, we have the CD with us. So out of nowhere, Jay-Z walks in. He just walks over. He's like going on his bus. He sees us, and he's like nods like, hey, what's up? He's like, y'all like basketball? And we're like, yeah. He's like, come on. He invites us onto the bus. We spend maybe it felt like hours, like it was so cool, but it was probably like 15 minutes. But we were on the bus with Jay-Z, and he had the playoff games going, the NBA playoff games going, and we were watching it with him. Jamie was cracking jokes. You know, we were getting along. We were giving each other our like basketball takes, just talking basketball. And then someone came and knocked on the door. Was like, "Okay, Jay, we got to get on to the next thing." And he's like, "Nice to meet you guys," and he left. And we didn't give him the CD. We just talked basketball the whole time. And so I think we even got in an argument that night. Like, you were supposed to give it to him. You know, you were supposed to say it to him. And we never gave him the CD. I don't know whose fault it was. I don't remember the game plan. It was probably me that was like making Jamie give him the CD. But when it came to time to do it and Jay-Z was in there, we didn't even mention that we were doing rap. We didn't even say anything about it. We were just, yeah, cool, the Spurs, whatever. We were just talking basketball. And so I was like, throw me your phone. I said, let's see who you know. Maybe someone that you already have a relationship we could get to come over here. And at first I was thinking, what about Jeff Goldblum? And he's like, yeah, that would be great. I'm like, because no one would expect Goldblum. And he was just on Jamie Kennedy Experiment. Like, we could hit him up. He's like, okay, well, let's see. And I think Jamie tried to call him, and he didn't answer. It went to voicemail, whatever. Maybe he left him a message, but for whatever reason, no Goldblum. So he throws me his phone, and I went through the A's, and then I got to B, and it was Bob Saget. And I was like, Bob Saget. Jamie's like, he's Bob? I'm like, Bob Saget. Like, Bob Saget. He'll do it. And he's like, you think? And I'm like, Bob Saget? This is like the best thing. Like, I'm a huge Full House fan. America's Funniest Home Videos raised me. I love Bob Saget. So I was like, I just wanted to chill with Bob Saget. So I was like, yes. And I was pushing, like, let's do Bob. Let's do Bob. So Jamie calls Bob. And Bob answers. And Jamie's like, hey, Bob, doing this thing with my boy. And we want you to come and rap. And Bob's like, huh? He's like, no, it's going to be great. And Bob's like, well, let's meet and talk about it. But I'm in. And he's like, you sure? He's like, yeah. Let's just figure out what it is. But I'm in. Whatever you want. And Jamie's like, okay. He hangs up. He's like, yeah, Bob's in. And I was like, what? It was like such a get. It was like, this is it. Jamie and I used to always go get soup after our sessions. But on this night, we instead went to go meet Bob in his stomping grounds, which is a bar off La Cienega. And we went in there, and it was like closed. It was late, and we were like, oh, it's closed. He's like, pfft. And Saget's like, does like the Saget knock. And all of a sudden, they're like, Bob, come in, whatever you need. And we like went in there. We ate, got to know Bob. I did anyway. Jamie already knew him. And Bob was so funny. His sense of humor was like the opposite of what you would think that if you watched him on TV, you would never know that like he has the sharpest tongue there is, and his mind is fucking crazy, and he's just so funny. He had us laughing all night long, and it was like we were rolling with Saget, and like that's basically the idea was like, let's do this song, rolling with Bob Saget. So I called up my boy Decisive, who is a rapper, producer, songwriter from Toronto, very talented guy. I'm already a huge fan of his, and he and I had recorded some stuff together, and I was like, yo, I want to do this song with Bob Saget. I need you to get a beat to me. I need you to get anything to me. And he's like, okay. And a few days later, he sent me like his rough demo, and like it was like, you are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge. But he wanted it to be, you're now about to witness the strength of Bob Saget. And I'm like, that's fucking hilarious. And then it was like a rough version of the song. And he had a bunch of funny lyrics in there, man. The original thing that he sent me had like, I got a cock like a donkey, hot as a rock, and a trigger finger itchier than chicken bucks. He had illest motherfucker in a cardigan sweater. That was on that demo. I mean, so many good lines. So I took what Derek sent me, that's Decisive's Govy name, and put my own kind of flavor on it, and like took what he gave me and made it even like a full song with a chorus and who you rolling with, Bob Saget. We didn't have a DJ at the time, so I just made all the sounds with my mouth. And I went into the studio with Yuri, and I recorded the demo for Rolling with Saget. So it was just me there recording ideas, and then I was going to play it for Jamie. And before I even could play it for Jamie, he was like, Bob's coming to the studio to record his stuff. And I'm like, I don't know, we're not ready. He's like, well, this is it. He's coming, and I can't come. Jamie was like working on something else. He's like, I can't be there. You gotta just do it. I'm like, does Bob know that you're not gonna be there? He's like, just do it. You'll just tell him whatever. Bob comes to the porn warehouse, and Jamie's not there. It's just me and Yuri. And Bob's like, what? And this was deep in the cut. Like, we were in the valley, like deep. And Bob's like, what is this? And we're like, no, it's fine. Jamie's gonna try to come by later, but you know, we got all this stuff written out. And he's like, how am I gonna rap? I'm like, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna do the line, and then you're gonna repeat it after me, and we're gonna have a great time. And he's like, okay. So we come in, and immediately Bob sees the environment that we're in, and he's like dunking on everything. You know, he's just like got something to say about everything that's like, and rightfully so. We get in there, I play him the song, he's blown away by the song, he loves it, and he was so easy. I mean, I would say the line, he would repeat it, then eventually he just was like going off on his own. There was one line that he wanted to change in the song, which we changed, and basically he came in that one night and crushed it. And I couldn't wait to play it for Jamie.
Nobody does it better. Bob Saget, this motherfucker in a cardigan sweater. Now the night's done, but everybody's getting tips. Bob's in the booth with a chick from Bechtel. He's ordering the John Perry on, just drink it from the bottle. Making plans to leave the club with 3 models. Bob Saget, bitch, you better act somewhere.
When he's rapping, it ain't right.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, that's the Bob Saget world premiere. We're chilling here.
Right.
World premiere, Bob Saget.
Everyone will like that too.
Yeah.
I played it for Jamie. In the Hummer, we had our friends there, and it was like a scene from the movie when, like, you know, that thing you do when like they hear their song at the laundromat. You know, it's like as if it was on the radio. Like we had this crazy song with Bob Saget on it, and you know what happened after that? Nothing. All the songs sat in the computer for almost a year. We just like, Jamie got Son of the Mask or some other job, and we just like stopped working on the album. And then I started working on other music, and this is where like the magic of the world happens. One day, just randomly, you remember MySpace? So I had a MySpace page. I had like 25,000 followers. That was pretty big. And I was like putting out songs and whatever, being like a MySpacer. And I put the Rollin' with Saget song just up on my profile on MySpace just for the fun of it. Because I was just like, it's just sitting in the computer. And in the next 2-3 days, the song blew up. It was like the #1 like MySpace trending song. It was blowing up. And literally, and I was called Jamie. I'm like, you got to check MySpace. We're #1. And he's like, what? And we were like, yeah, oh my God. And he's like, Bob, this is MySpace. What's MySpace? Just trust us. This is the future, the internet. We're huge. This is huge. And MTV did an article on the song. And so we read the article, and it was like, oh, this band, The Stone Movement, and Jamie Kennedy and Bob Saget are doing this rap song and went to #1 on MySpace. So I was like, Jamie, let's go meet MTV. They just wrote an article about this. Let's go meet them and tell them you're trying to be a rapper. He's like, yeah, that's a good idea. So Jamie's manager got us a meeting, and we went into MTV, and we were like, we got the #1 song on MySpace, Rolling with Bob Saget. Jamie's very serious. He wants to be a rapper. We're going to get a record deal, and we want to film it, and we want to do a show where we like try to get into rap and meet all the rappers. And they were like, what? We were like, trust us, this is going to be gold. And we got Bob Saget, and they were like, okay, it's maybe. And you know, at the time, the big shows on MTV, like MTV was big at that point. They were really big with regular reality television shows. They had The Hills and The Real World and The Road Rules Challenge, and you know, and Jessica Simpson and the Osbournes, all these reality shows. And so we were like, why not? You know, ours will be a little bit different because we'll make it like a comedy. And they were like, maybe. And then you know what happened? Nothing. We didn't hear back from them. And it was like, okay, I guess we're just going to have to do something else here. So we started trying to shop our record out. And my brother-in-law, Brad, he had a meeting with Warner Brothers for one of his businesses that he was doing, which was in social media. And he met with the head of Warner Brothers' new media department, they called it, which was like the forward-thinking department that was going to do digital and internet and what's next, right? And Robin Bechtel was the name of the woman that ran the department, and she's like groundbreaking, mind-blowing force in the music and digital space. She was the first person to put a band's website up, the first person to stream a record on the internet, the first person to do any of this stuff. She was like the flag bearer for like internet and streaming and where the world is now, where we are right now. She was doing that in the 90s. So she really heard our song and thought, you know what? Maybe you guys have something here. Like, I don't think I could convince Warner Bros. To sign you, but if you make more of a story, why don't you guys try to get some steam on this Rolling with Saget song? You guys got to get it on the radio. You guys got to win like a Battle of the Beats thing. And we're like, yeah, we could do that. And she's like, you know, ringtones are about to be very popular. Here, check out this ringtone. And she plays us Crazy Frog. And it was like, whatever the hell it was, right? So we went back and we started trying to get on the radio with Rolling with Saget.
Rolling with Saget. Jamie returns to the program. Yo.
Hey, what's up, man?
Welcome back to the show.
Yo.
So, are you really a singer, or is this more of a comedy parody album?
Well, we're really trying to come out there and show that Jamie and I can rap, but, we're really poking fun at it. We're in on the joke. Like, it's a comedy album, but it's got its hip-hop roots.
Wait, hold on. Who are you?
Oh, jeez. This is Jamie Kennedy.
No, I know Jamie. Who's the other guy?
Oh, I'm Stu Stone, man. I'm Jamie's partner in crime.
They didn't tell us about you, Stu.
They didn't tell us that.
Well,
they just said it was going to be Jamie.
Did you produce it, or do you also...
I'm rapping on the track with Jamie.
You're
going to hear the track. It's never been heard in the United States ever before. You guys are the first ones to play it, have it.
Jamie just wants to sit back and let Stu be the star.
Hold on a second. Yo, Paris, get back here.
See, there you go. Now you're learning.
Stu, Jamie's holding you back.
Are you going to go around and do some shows now for fun to promote it?
I guess that's the plan. I mean, we're just sort of taking it as it comes up. We put it up on Myspace.com just to see what would happen, and all of a sudden MTV picked it up and did a story on it, and next thing you know, we're on the radio in Seattle talking about it.
Who's riding on whose coattails here? Who has the most talent when it comes to the song?
Jamie's got all the skills, you know what I'm saying? He's B-Rad, he's Malibu's Most Wanted. He's got the scratchy voice for a reason, because he's been rapping that.
Jamie Stu is kissing your ass, dude.
I'm with Nicky Hilton in the tub.
Okay. God, you guys are dorks.
Where can they get
We're just putting it out right now. Right now it's up on MySpace, but we're working it out. We're figuring it out. We hope to have something out there pretty soon, but we've been getting all kinds of emails and all kinds of love from everybody that wants to get the track. It's just, we just don't, we got to figure that out, what's the best way to do that right now.
Adam Rodness, he was working as like maybe an intern, but he was working at a radio station for a show called The Humble and Fred Show in Toronto. And he convinced them to play the Rolling with Saget song on their morning show in Toronto. And they did. And it took off. And next thing you know, Jamie and I were on the red carpet of the Much Music Awards. Jamie was presenting an award. People were talking about us like we were like really rapping. And this was all happening in Canada. We did a show in Toronto. We only had like 5 songs. We did a show in Toronto, a live show, like a sold out, really crazy show. And a radio station in Calgary put us on to Battle of the Beats. We got booked at the Calgary Stampede to rap. This is without any context in Calgary. They had never heard of what we were doing, and I don't know if they knew Bob Saget. They must have. But we got our song, Rolling with Saget, on Battle of the Beats on a radio station in Calgary. And who were we up against? Crazy Frog. It was like, this is what she asked us to do.
Say something. Yo, man, right now in the Battle of the Beats, we just been on the winning top the 4 weeks in a row that they've been #1, and now they're putting it against us, Rolling with Saget, and we're gonna see who wins the battle of the motherfucking.
Well, we need to get more votes in, you know what I mean?
He called himself, that's him, he called himself. He can still on a 2765. I gotta take a shit.
I'm praying, I'm hoping to God we win this thing. It'll be good for us. Keep your fingers crossed, stay tuned.
And I'm Jamie Kennedy Stu Stone and Bob Saget with Rolling with Saget, winning it with 52% of your votes. You can catch him performing tonight.
Beverly Hills by Weezer versus Crazy Frog versus us. You got it? We won. It was the biggest thing for us. And we went back to Warner Brothers and we were like, we did it. We beat Crazy Frog. Here's the proof. She was like, oh my God, you guys are amazing. This is awesome. Okay, well, let's see what we could do. And so she took us to meet the chairman of Warner Brothers. And we went up to his office. Tom Wally is the guy's name. And he's got like a grand piano in his office. And we're like, so we got this album, and one of our songs is going to be Circle, Circle, Dot, Dot, I Got My Cootie Shot. And he's like, huh? And we're like, we got this song, Celebrity Stalker, and it's about us wanting to meet Bonnie Raitt. And he's like, Bonnie Raitt? We're like, yeah, it's so good. And he's like, uh-huh. We're like, we got this song, Rolling with Saget. It's like, what's that? We're like, you know, Bob Saget? He's like, the comedian? We're like, yeah. He's like, he's rapping? And we're like, yeah. He's like, and why is that funny? We're like, because it's Bob Saget. It's hilarious. He's rapping. And so like we put it on, and he's just like, and we're like, and then the music stops, and he's like, I get it. It's kind of like Boogie in Your Butt. And he thought about it, and nothing happened. You're seeing a pattern here? We go and take one last shot. We get a meeting with Virgin Records. And this was during like a big weekend in LA. And they rented out like the top floor of the Four Seasons. And they had 2 acts that they were showcasing. One of them was going to get signed. And it was us and 30 Seconds to Mars. So it was like Jared Leto and his amazing rock band, or like Boogie in Your Butt. So Jamie and I go in there. We sell them on our thing. We're like, oh, we've got Circle, Circle, Dot, Dot. We've got Celebrity Stalker. It's a song about us trying to, you know, hook up with Mindy Cohen from Facts of Life. And they're like, huh? They're like, it's hilarious. And we got Bob Saget, and they're like, yeah, okay. We played them the Saget song, and they were like feeling it. And then they started talking about like, oh, there's some other collabs that we could get. And we were like, this is great. And then we leave feeling like you do after every meeting you have in Hollywood, where you feel like, that was great. Like this for sure happening. And they went with 30 Seconds to Mars, understandably. And that was a good bet for them because they had a huge hit, a bunch of huge hits. And that was, I mean, they made the right call, let's be honest.
Stu Stone and Jamie Kennedy rap about family, Hollywood, and Bob Saget.
We did this song. It started as a silly, crazy idea, and it snowballed from there. All of a sudden, we started getting calls from radio stations that wanted it.
We're now about to witness the strength of Bob Saget.
You guys don't realize what you're messing with when you mess with Saget.
Good night, Michelle.
It was an accident. I didn't mean to become a rapper.
Next up, a video for Rollin' with Saget and a CD rolling out in February. But that's not all.
The Saget song somehow landed us at a pitch meeting at MTV where we came up with this idea to do a show called Rap School. They liked it.
Is that better? Yeah. There's no mic in here, kid.
Yeah, no, it's here.
Let me do a little intro. What's up? This is Jamie. Sorry. It's little Jamie. Getting ready to lay down my second verse. A song called Crooked Stick. Stu Stone already did the first verse.
What are we doing in here?
I'm filming something for JK TV. It's a new station.
You've been replaced. What are you filming for real?
JK TV.
No, for real though. Just rap.
Jamie Kennedy movie.
Just rap for what?
We're rapping crooked
for our behind the scenes DVD
website, whatever. It's vlogs right now.
We're vlogging?
I can't hear. Loud and carry a big stick. I speak loud and carry a big stick.
Perfect. I think that was awesome. And if you need it, then baby, I come quick.
And if, by the way, get a good shot of this. This is a white man from Toronto. He's 23 years old. Telling me he had a rap. Get a shot of that.
I just want it to sound good. I'm not telling him how to rap. I swear.
But he can, because he's good. And if you need it, then baby, I come quick.
Okay, so now you have to say, my stick.
My stick. My stick.
There you go.
Ooh, I took my vitamins. I'm on point. It's hard sometimes. This is called a locker's wrist roll. Goes everywhere with me. Yes.
You're really kicking fucking ass today.
I don't know what happened.
I like you're killing.
Focused.
Great.
This is JKTV. Frogman of Alcatraz. He does all the music. I'm gonna give him that one. I won't give him the dancing title. I'll give him the music title. But
this is not TSMTV.
No, it's JKTV. It's a new show competing.
Oh, really?
You're on at 9 o'clock on Yahoo. I'm on 9 o'clock at AOL.
Oh.
Now look, Little Man's doing a great job. I'm gonna groove. Come back and check it in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So we'll be done.
Yeah, we'll be done in 10 minutes. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
No, because it's ridic, like it's like saying dick.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
The phone rings and it's MTV. They call Jamie. They say, "Hey, we thought about it. We want to let's shoot a pilot." And we're like, "Whoa!" It was like, "This is it. We'll use this show to get a record deal. Like, we'll go and film us trying to get a record deal, and we'll bring the cameras. They'll have to sign us. We have an MTV show." So, the pilot episode was basically the story of how we got Bob Saget. Like, we basically took like what happened in real life, and we made that an episode. And it was really ahead of its time because it was a hybrid that before people were doing hybrids, in the sense that like Jamie and I knew what we were doing, but the people that filmed with us had no idea what was going on. So in that first episode, we went and we met Method Man, of trying to get Method Man to be on a song for real. And he was like, nope. We were going and meeting with whoever we could. And so it worked out in real life that all these people said no, so that we ended up meeting with Bob, and he's like, yeah, I'll do it. And we record Rolling with Saget, and that's the pilot. We hand in the pilot, and we're just sort of waiting. And we're just waiting and waiting and waiting. And sure enough, they pick up the show. We're going to shoot a season. And so that was like a dream come true. One of the best days of my life was getting that call. MTV is doing a show. You're going to have an office there. You have a writer's room. And we're going to put through this show. George Verschure was going to be the showrunner. And George was one of the original directors of The Real World. So he knew the reality TV like he invented it. So we had like a really great thing going. And Rod Aesa, who was the guy at MTV who signed us to our deal, he was so amazing. And he believed in us, and he just like let us do whatever. You know, he was so cool, and he's really ahead of his time and a pioneer, a game changer in for sure. Like Rod's a legend, and the fact that he took a swing on us was amazing. So we did this show, and we chronicled Jamie and I trying to get a record deal. And the real truth of the matter is that we did not have a record deal when we were making that show, and so people are watching like a half scripted, half not scripted hybrid show where Jamie and I in real life are trying to get a record deal through these antics. And everybody was passing on us. The truth of the matter is we filmed all the episodes of the show and still didn't have a record deal. And about a week after we had already filmed like the last episode, Robin Bechtel called us and said, we're going to sign you guys. Warner Brothers is going to sign you guys. We're going to give you a record deal. And then we had to change the ending of the show because we actually were getting a record deal. We had this crazy party at the Roxy, which, you know, was like a Stone Movement regular spot for us. And now I got to go there with Jamie, and we played the Roxy, a packed house. E40 was on the show with us. Cardinal Official from Toronto was on the show with us. And making his debut was a guy called T-Pain, who was on that show with us. And we killed it that night. I felt like, you know, this is it. It doesn't get better than this. And, you know, filming that show, I got to meet and hang out with and make friends with all of the rap superstars that I idolized. I was now getting to hang with them, and they were hearing me rap. We met with DJ Premier. Everybody heard our stuff. Russell Simmons, RZA, Paul Wall, Mike Jones. I mean, the list can everybody. Literally. Like, every episode was like action-packed with rappers who are legends and rappers who are like of that era. Everybody was on the show. Everybody. 3-6 Mafia. And I actually made friends with a lot of these guys, you know? And it was awesome. Paul Wall being one of them. We ended up going on a USO tour with Paul Wall. That's a whole other chapter for another time. The show was incredible. We ended up doing a music video for Rolling with Bob Saget, which was probably the reason why you're here to watch whatever this is. So PlayStation is putting out a product that's like a Game Boy for PlayStation. Do you remember that? PSP? Did you have that?
Like a handheld.
Yeah, it was like a handheld thing. So PSP was like, hey, if these guys will put the PSP in their video, we'll throw in some jelly beans to make this magic happen. And we were like, sure. The video itself was one of the most magical days ever. You know, Bob was on point. He knew every rap. Like, Bob knew every word to the song, even my lines, Jamie's lines. He knew the song back, front, he knew everything. He was so professional with this rap. He took it serious that he even knew his ad-libs. Like, and he would come in and say the ad-libs. Like, he knew exactly like a pro's pro when it came to showing up and being ready to kill it. So we're there, and Terry Crews, like I said, is in the video. John Stamos comes down, and he's in the video. All of my friends are in the video. If you watch the Rolling with Saget video, or you watch Chapter 1, a lot of familiar faces from there in the video. CableguyJeff is all over the video. Rodness is in the video. Wes is in the video. Trugman, Sportio. I mean, the list goes on. Jamie Rise, everybody's in the video. We're shooting this scene in the club. And next door to us, they're filming CSI. So CSI was using these like new like George Lucas cams, you know, like Star Wars was using these new kind of cameras, and now they were going to start using them for television, and it was like a Lucas kind of thing. And so George Lucas was scheduled to come, I guess, and visit the set of CSI, but he walked in the wrong door, and he ends up walking into our set, and he looks in the room, and he's with his daughter, and he sees like Jamie Kennedy and Bob Saget and me, and like who the hell knows what he's like, what the fuck is this? I see him, and at first someone's like, I think that's Michael McDonald's here. And I look over, and I'm like, that's George Lucas. It's not Michael McDonald, it's George fucking Lucas. And I go to Jamie, I'm like, Jamie, Lucas. He's like, what? I'm like, George fucking Lucas. We can't let him leave. I'm like, you gotta go. You gotta go get him to stay. He's like, let's go. So we go over to George. And Jamie's like, George, nice to meet you. He's like, oh, what is going on here? He's like, I'm Jamie. He's like, you know, we're just doing this video with Bob Saget. And his daughter goes, Bob Saget? That's my favorite. I love Bob Saget. And we're like, Bob, come over here. And Bob's like, what? George Lucas? He's like, what? And the daughter's like, oh my God, it's Bob Saget. And he's like, hello. He's like, can we get a picture? And we're like, sure. And so we take a picture of like George and his daughter, and we're like, can we get a picture? Like, we're with George. And then we're like, do you want to get in the video, George? And he's like, well, sure. And we were, it was like, can you imagine? George Lucas is like, sure. All the Hollywood heavyweights that we met with to try to get our project going, everybody said no. It took George Lucas this long to say, sure. And not only did he come, he was in the video, cracking jokes with us, totally a good sport, posing for photos, ends up doing an interview with Jamie for his Heckler movie. CableguyJeff is like popping up in the background. We all got to meet George. We can call him George now when you're cool with him like we are. What's up, George? And Jamie's father, God rest his soul, was a guy that like believes in aliens, and he had a really funny talk with George Lucas. He's like, "Oh, you're the fella that does them alien movies, huh? So tell me, how real is it?" It was like surreal. But George was like with us for so long that like I don't even know if he even went next door to the CSI guys. And yeah, just a legendary day. And it seemed like we were lined up to take over the universe. And the show came out, and it came out in May of 2006, which was like a graveyard for television for some reason. And we did pretty good. And it was incredible. Like the first few weeks was like a whirlwind. We were on TRL. We had shows in Vegas. We were opening up the pool at the Palms Hotel. We were going and we did Paris Hilton's birthday party, performing with Ludacris. We were like, all of a sudden it was like, this is what it's like to be like, this is what it is. It's like, this is it. Now life is this. We had a session with Snoop Dogg, and it was myself and Jamie and George Verschure and the whole crew. We were in there filming in with Snoop Dogg, where Jamie asks Snoop Dogg for advice. Hey, should I go indie or should I sign with a major label? And Snoop says, in the hood, if the police are trying to get you, what are you supposed to do? Jamie's like, I don't know. And he's like, Warner Brother. And we were like, whoa. And he's like, and then that was it. We were like, we got to sign with Warner Brothers. Snoop just said. And we did. We signed with Warner Brothers. And we were celebrating with Snoop that day, and he had like a Snoop Dogg blunt. And you know, you hear stories about like, oh, like Willie Nelson, who's like the GOAT, right? Woody Harrelson. I'll tell you what, Snoop Dogg is exactly what you think it's going to be. This guy had a jar of weed bigger than my head. He had someone rolling blunts, and then he had someone rolling blunts for that person rolling blunts, and then a third person that was like cracking blunts for that person to roll. He had all day. And so finally, Snoop's like, you know, it's time to pass it around. And everybody on the crew who didn't smoke weed, that day they smoked weed. Everybody smoked with Snoop. And like everybody, like people you wouldn't expect. And Snoop's weed was like super strong and hitting people in different ways. And the whole rest of the night it was so funny, man. Oh my God. Such a good memory. And we got a great picture that day of me and Jamie and Snoop, and I'm holding the blunt, and I still have the blunt, I think, somewhere. But that was a wild night. So Jamie and I we had our wrap party for the show being over, and you know, the last shot of the series, ironically, is us getting in the tour bus with Bob Saget and driving off into the sunset, and you know, getting ready to embark on our Plain White Tees All American Rejects tour. And we had a rap party, and that night at the rap party, Jamie and I were like, you know what? We need to get up there and rap. And it's probably like the last thing that anybody who was shooting that show wanted to see. It was like they had been watching us for like 6 months, like rapping. They're just trying to have a good time and like get on with their lives. But we went on the stage and we rapped, and surprisingly enough, even the crew that should have been sick and tired of us, shout out to all of them, they loved it. And they loved us, and we loved them, and there was such a fraternity and a bond that was created between the us and the men and women who worked on the show, that it was just like a forever kind of bond.
What's up, all you blowing up people? What's up? Come on, Stu, come on up here. Everybody bounce. Yo, turn up, bounce, bounce. Oh, who's sipping on some crump juice? Who's ripping out my Trump shoes? I want to gin on scenes like me on big screens. Been to 3 kings and 3 screens, and what that means? Oh, I ain't done with it. I take the Malibu shit and fucking run with it. Cause as long as me and Stu come with it, we gonna hit a home run with it. Bill, how dare you stare and wonder where we came from? And I don't get it, you should have seen us coming while you were sucking your thumb. I was messing with Care Bears, and not that you care, but the shit still airs. Damn right, the check cleared. Respect's now, got a car in the car red. Chick in the car red, won't tell you that way. The A, the Kennedy, and Stone is right here.
So when we got the record deal with Warner Brothers, some of the songs had to change because we had samples. We couldn't clear the samples. They didn't have a budget like that. So I was friends with DJ Lethal, who is an incredible producer and DJ, obviously, House of Pain, Limp Bizkit, etc. And Lee was my boy, and he was like, yo, I'll help you. And we had to change some of our songs. 1984, New Beat was Lethal's beat. That ends up being in the movie Kicking It Old School. He did the cuts on Rollin' with Saget. So DJ Lethal does the cuts on Rollin' with Saget. It's all that, the real cuts that you hear at the end of the song where it's like, that's Lethal, who's like, a Hall of Fame DJ doing the cuts for us. So we were really blessed on that track. Really blessed. It was me, Jamie, Bob Saget, DJ Lethal, Decisive. That's pretty good. So when the show came out, there would be like message boards and MySpace and whatnot, and there was like this super fan that loved Jamie Kennedy that I don't even think she spoke English at the time, but she became obsessed with this whole Jamie and Stu thing, and her name was Haruka. We call her Haruka from Japan because she's Haruka from Japan. Unbelievable story she is. It's like she learned how to speak English from like listening to like Jamie and Stu albums type of thing. We had a show in Boston, and I remember Boston was a big city for us because there was some real cool Jamie Kennedy supporters out that night, Mary B, the OG, and the rest of the gang out there. And Haruka from Japan flew from Japan without telling her family and just showed up at this comedy club. And we were like, got off stage and it was like, hi, I'm Haruka from Japan. We were like, what are you doing here? And she flew out there, and we got to meet Haruka from Japan, and she made our day. It was like we felt like you could feel the love. Like this girl came all the way from Japan just to see us do like Emmer rolling with, and she loved it, and it was really awesome meeting her. And I don't know how she ended up getting back to Japan, but I think Mary B may have drove her. But Haruka, we love you, and I still love you, and I think that your support has been one of the people that I remember the most, always rooting for us, was Haruka from Japan. So we were playing comedy clubs, we were playing corporates, whatever, house parties. Our friend Josh, if you watch Chapter 1, you remember how Josh is the one that got me my first show, Josh Gray Emmer. He had a party that he was throwing for Halloween, a massive party with thousands of people, and he booked me and Jamie to come and do the show.
Jamie Kennedy Stu Stone. This is our Halloween party. This is for a great charity. Everybody's here. Give it up for Josh Grayhammer.
What happened? We got some technical issues with us. All right, we're gonna beatbox this shit. All right, ready. All right, I'm gonna beatbox this shit for Stu. All right, we'll beatbox this shit.
Stu Stone, rocking them two tones. You need to get a hold of me, I still got the two bones. I'm rocking on Halloween night, looking for a girl to give it up, no need to fight. You want a trick, I got a treat. I beat the girl that I like. I come and I don't tell him give a I get down with both sexes, I'm like Lexus and it's Lexus. Time to our Texas. I'm just freestyling, waiting for the beat to work. If it don't, I'm up here feeling like a fucking show. Jamie be boxing and I got the fucking smoke. Stu Stone like a tickling and squirt. Can you make some noise?
box. Oh, shit. Good night, everybody. Happy Halloween. How do we end it? Yeah, get a freestyle. DJ, kick that shit.
We played the HBO Comedy Festival with Bob Saget, and that was like the pinnacle of this whole experience. Bob was doing an hour in Vegas, and he brought us up for like the last 20 minutes of his set, and we rapped Rolling with Saget, and we did a bunch of shtick, and we had a blast with Bob and had one of the best nights of all time, hanging out afterwards, like running around Vegas with Bob. It was just like a magical, magical, magical time.
Yo, we want to do something for you guys right now. We got this rap song called Rolling with Saget. We're not about to witness the strike of this man, Bob Saget.
Yeah!
Chicken pox. Bob Saget, bitch, you better act someone. I'm Bob Saget, this is what I do. My house, my car, this is my crew. I'm a hang with this Jamie Stu. Night, boys. Now we gonna do it again. Bob Saget, my best friend. Bob Saget, no matter who, nobody does it better. Bob Saget, no matter who, nobody does it better. Who's gonna get laid? Night, Michelle. Thank you, guys.
I mean, as quickly as it felt like things were like amazing, it just magically like stopped. And the show got moved from like our time slot to like Friday nights at like 11:30, and then the show was done. And a bunch of the shows that ran weren't running anymore, and I don't know what happened, but it was over pretty quickly. Like about 12 weeks after it started, it was done. And all the momentum that we had with the radios, with Warner Brothers, was like, well, if MTV's not showing, well, what are we gonna do? And we were like fighting like this losing battle. First of all, the show was like a very groundbreaking show in the sense that we were the first people to do this type of deal with iTunes. People were still streaming illegally at this point. iTunes was just still very new. And so we got in with iTunes because we were the artists that were embracing that. And we're like, that's where the future is. And Robin Bechtel was like, yes, this is where the future is. This is where the future is. So we would put out a song for every episode. There'd be a single. And so, you know, that is a little, now people do that all the time. There's a million songs come out every day. But at that point, to get a song once a week, all leading up to an album, that was kind of like not, people didn't do that. But we did. I found out from Robin through this guy who is our buddy, Eric Garland at Big Champagne. He's the one that kept tabs on what are the illegal downloads. So we had millions of illegal downloads of this song. We knew there's something here. And so we didn't even give up. Even when MTV, first of all, the whole process, we did not give up. There was this website called YouTube. And on YouTube, we started searching for our song, and there was kids that were making dances to the circle, circle, dot, dot song. And it was like, what is happening? Because now this is commonplace. People are on TikTok dancing to everything. This is 2006. people weren't uploading anything on YouTube, you know? And we put two and two together to make 5. And we were like, there's kids that are watching this video. So we compiled all of the different videos that were on YouTube of kids dancing, and we made like a mega thing, and then went back to the radio and we're like, hey, we're back. Circle, circle, dot, dot. It's a hit. Millions of people are downloading it. It needs to be on the radio. Circle, circle, dot, dot. And the people at the radio department in Warner Brothers were like, ah. And Robin Bechtel was like, it's a hit. You guys are blowing this. Like, this is a hit. I can see it. Here's the numbers. There's millions of kids listening to this. This is a hit. And the people at radio were like, what's YouTube? What does that even mean? Streaming? Like, it goes by... These people were living in the past. They weren't looking ahead. So they were very dismissive of the fact that we were like blowing up on YouTube. So Robin had this idea to run a contest and shoot a circle, and people can make their own circle, circle, dot, dot video. And there was like not too many good entries. Even there was funny people doing dances, but there wasn't like something that you could like hang your hat on. And so we decided, let's make our own music video. So we had this treatment that we were going to do a shot-for-shot remake of Wham's Wake Me Up Before You Go Go video. And we did it. We went to New York. Robin thought it was a good idea. We did too. We made up all the shirts like from the Wham video, and shot for shot, same wardrobe, same dancing, same everything. And Jamie was George Michael and I was Andrew Ridgeley, and we were Wham, and we were doing circle, circle, dot, dot, and we were like, this is how we're going to get back on MTV with this video. And sure enough, right before the contest is about to close, the last day, the last hour, the last minute, one last entry comes in, and it's this guy named Blunty. Blunty 3000 was this guy from Australia who sent in a video that was like, what is this? He did a stop motion Lego animation for circle, circle, dot, dot. There was no Lego movie at this point. Everybody's seen the Lego stop motion stuff now because of, but no, back then, I keep saying this, but like this was like a lot of firsts. We put the video up on YouTube. Instantly, it gets millions of views. Becomes the #1 trending video on YouTube. We're like, home run, we're back. We go back to Warner Brothers. We're like, guys, look, this is real. 1 million views on this video. There isn't even 1 million users of this website. So Robin used some of her budget that she had left over from something else, and she's got a street team together, and we were sticking up Lego guys with circle, circle, dot, dot on street poles, and she was so cool, man. She wanted us to win so bad, and she was right. She was always right about it, and we were right about it. It's like, but nobody knew. You know, how did they know we were right? Now it's easy for us to say we were right. But back then, only we thought we were right. And sure enough, a couple radio stations pick up circle, circle, dot, dot. So now this is like 2006, like towards the end of the year, getting into 2007. And the show's not on MTV anymore. And now we're just like a real artist. Now we're not like relying on MTV. Now we're like out there grinding. And so we were supposed to go on tour, Jamie and I, when we had the show. We were offered a spot to open for Plain White Tees and All American Rejects. I don't know if it would have worked. There was also like a Warped Tour talk. And as soon as MTV went away, it's like they stopped taking our calls. So when we had like a whole tour booked, what ended up happening was Jamie and I instead, Jamie could get booked as a stand-up comedian still. So we went on tour at the comedy clubs with our act. And Jamie would do some stand-up, then I'd come out, we'd do some rapping, and we would sell at the merch table all the CDs. We had a surplus of CDs to sell, and we would be selling them at the merch table, and we were out there grinding. And keep in mind, some cities we would go to where the show was popular, and I can remember some days going and feeling like it was like Rockstar. Like we went to Detroit, specifically I remember, it was packed, everybody knew all the songs, people were freaking out. You know, some markets were hotter than others. Fayetteville, we were very popular in Fayetteville. And we got booked on a show in Fayetteville with these guys who were also popular from the area that had a song, The Cupid Shuffle, which some of you watching it might not know the Cupid Shuffle, but the Cupid Shuffle was a thing, okay? It was a dance, it was like, it's still a thing. The Cupid Shuffle is a massive song, and these guys were just kind of getting going with their Cupid Shuffle, and Jamie and I got booked to play with them. We played a few other kind of shows, and then we get this call that we were to play in Memphis at like a jingle jam. Like, it was supposed to be for Memphis, but somehow it ends up in Mississippi. But we're at this thing, and it's like, what's going to happen here? And Hulk Hogan was there with his daughter Brooke. She was on that show. There was a bunch of other acts, but like as soon as I saw the Hulkster, I was just like, Hulk Hogan's here. And we sat next to Hulk. Like, people could come around and get their like Jingle Jam posters signed by all the acts. And so Hulk was there with Brooke, and our table was next to Hulk. So I spent the whole day with Hulk, just hulking around with him. He was pounding like brewskis and just hulking around. And then it came time for us to go up on stage, and I'm like, how's this gonna go? And we went up on the stage, and this was a night that made it all worth it. We went out on the stage, and I swear to God, man, it was like every kid knew every word to the songs. It was like the moment where we connected with people that got exactly what we were doing, and they came to see it. And it's like when we came out, there was this roar. I even like took off my shirt and like threw it in the audience. They knew all the words, man. It was like, it was a victory. And it felt like we deserved a victory at that point. And it would be the last victory we would have, unfortunately. But what a night that was. And had the story just ended right there on that night, unbelievable. It does keep going from there. We would end up going to Iraq. Then kicking it old school would happen. And that was the end, you know. The last good night we had was that show in Memphis / Mississippi. And Hulkster was there to see it.
You guys got your cootie shot. You got your cootie shot. Circle, circle, round, round. I got my cootie shot. You get that cootie shot. I think I better now. Okay, okay, we gonna take these off and the racing.
Your Tube?
Your Tube News with Damien Estridge.
What up, Your Tube?
Ran this contest, the Circle Circle ... video contest.
I want to say thank you so much for really hooking us up, man. And the response has been like overwhelmingly sick.
Yeah, the videos that we got were really funny.
Insane.
It's about quality, not quantity.
No, but we got some high quantity of high quality stuff.
Yeah, I'm happy about it.
Amazing.
Our contest is now over. Jamie and I have watched all of the entries.
All of them.
And here's how it goes. Here's how it goes. Honorable mention category. This doesn't get a prize, but it's honorably mentioned.
Okay.
Haruka from Japan.
Oh, Haruka. Hi, yes. Haruka from Japan.
She posted the rules. That was her video.
Did you ever get a flight home from Boston? Are you still there?
The second honorable mention goes to the Circle Circle ... kid.
Oh, dude. That
little baby.
Kid. I know you can't understand what I'm saying, but you make a good video.
That kid was great.
He was great.
And now it's time to give away some prizes, some signed CDs, the blow-up CD.
Give me a pen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Joe, give me a pen. You got a pen, intern Joe?
The grand prize winner.
Yeah.
Is Blunty 3000.
Oh yeah! Mr. Lego!
Yeah!
Mr. Insane!
It was crazy.
Personalized ringtone. We'll take that kid out to the 7th Veil. Come on to LA, kid. We're taking you out.
I'll get him some lobster
It's a
personally,
wonderful-
whatever he wants, man. I'll
It's a
get
nice
you Blunted
restaurant,
3,000
Seventh Veil.
times.
Yeah,
Blunted.
Blunted.
Unbelievable. Congratulations to Blunted, and
Yeah.
thanks to all the people that entered.
Thank you.
Thanks to your
The
two
response
views.
has been overwhelming. It's crazy. I'm gonna grab a quick bite. I'm gonna say much love to you.
Circle, circle, dot, dot. Blowing up album in stores.
Off the hook.
Thanks a lot, everybody.
Come see us. Myspace.com.
And now that thing. Oh yeah, like a close up, baby. Can you like go in like tight on it?
Yeah,
just go real, like just crunch right in there. There you go. And
we're one take, by the way. That's good.
That's great.
This is where we've come sort of to the end of this chapter, and just so you know, after the last chapter, things got wild. You know, I was in the previous chapter. I was talking about where's Greg Bahamas. I hadn't seen this guy in 20 years. Someone saw the video, and saw Cables chapter 1, and Greg Bahamas. I ended up speaking to him. I ended up going and meeting up with Greg Bahamas, and it was amazing. And he still looks the same. And I don't even know what's going to happen after this thing comes out, but hopefully this triggers some good memories for you guys, and you enjoyed going through this chapter. The next chapter is an interesting one for me because I went all in on the internet, all in. I saw what was happening with YouTube and how it was expanding. I saw what was happening with social media and Facebook and MySpace, and I was all in. And I wanted to figure out. I met with iTunes was sort of explaining what's a podcast. They had 5 people doing it. Nobody was listening to it. I was all in. I got to thank a few people before we wrap up this chapter. First off, CableguyJeff, who goes above and beyond to even put this thing together. So thank you to Jeff. But obviously, thank you to Jamie Kennedy, who, you know, this idea started out as let's do something with for a B-Rad rap album, and it turned into like something that took my life in a great place, and what a run we had. And you know, Jamie and I did end up connecting together later on to do a few more little things, but this was a golden age for me, especially. I had the best time, and you know, it wouldn't have happened if Jamie wasn't telling me let's do this. We pushed each other in a lot of great ways, and it was a really, really remarkable run. I wish more people knew how genius it was, put it that way. And I mean that. I think it was genius what we were doing. I also want to thank Robin Bechtel, who was a visionary who didn't give up on us either, and she saw what was happening, and she's always right, and this was no exception. And look for more stuff from Robin. I know she's got a book coming soon. I'm excited about that. George for sure, who worked on the Blowing Up show as our showrunner and director, and all the great guys, Dave Theus, the whole crew, Vahe, everybody, Brooke, the whole Hoosick Falls crew, Chris Roletter, love you, buddy, wherever you are, and Jamie Rise and Eli Rise, Justin Trugman, the whole J&L crew. Jamie Rise produced all the big Jamie Kennedy Stu Stone songs, Circle, Circle, Dot, Dot, Crooked Stick, Car Rear. You know, these are all the Jamie Rise bangers. Shout out to Decisive and to everybody who supported Jamie and I's project back then and who continue to listen to Circle, Circle, Dot, Dot now. It's remarkable. And finally, I want to thank Bob Saget because literally none of this would have happened without Bob. You know, Jamie and I, we were making stuff happen, but it was inclusion. It was the inclusion of Bob Saget that took us to a level where people started. You know, we had knocked on the door and kicked on the door and got it open that much, but as soon as we had Bob Saget, that was like leverage enough to push the door wide open, and it ended up taking us to new heights. And Bob, you are missed. You are the man, and I can't express. There isn't even words to express the thanks that I have for everything that you did, Bob, and for just to know you and hang out with you and get to be with Bob on a level that like very few people. You know, Bob made you feel like you were like his best friend, and he had a really good way about that. And I just wouldn't trade any of this because of that, because I got to experience Bob like that. So Bob, thank you very much. And Jamie, whenever you're ready to get back in the studio and start rapping again, just hit me on my sidekick, and I'm ready to go. I'll see you at the next chapter. I think that went well.
That's a nice sound. This one's for me, this one's for you, this one's for everybody who knows their O-B-N-O, X-I-O-U-S. Yes, I'm just obnoxious. Hey, hey, we're just obnoxious. Yeah, yo. This one's for all y'all sick of punching clocks, sick of working 9 to 5. Come outside, take off your shoes and your socks. Sit back, relax, let your mind be free. You see, the journey for me started at about age 3. 1 was fun, but 2s were better. It was the best getting breastfed. But by 3 I was up walking. My mom would say, shut up, that meant keep talking. Before, I'd hit the floor, get the party rocking. Play Star Wars, I'm straight Chewbacca. 5 and 6, just for kicks, I be chasing chicks, make them kiss me on the lips, and afterwards give them tips on how to do it better. Baby girl, you just gotta make it wetter. Now please remove your sweater, let's enjoy the weather. This one's for me, this one's for you, this one's for everybody who knows their O-B-N-O, X-I-O-U-S. Yes, I'm just obnoxious. Hey, hey, we're just obnoxious.
Hey everybody, it's Bob. I know, it's very exciting. I held for applause and probably got nothing. I wish I could roll with you. We've rolled before, I can't remember. I'm in my basement. I'm sitting on a copy of 50 Shades of Grey and it's impacted. And that's what you do with that book when you're done reading it. Love you a lot. Text me.